Hey, what's going on? Morning, guys.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's happening?
Yeah.
Morning.
How are you? We got Speaks and Sip, another episode today. It's your boy, the Aaron Elijah, who I'm here with.
Orlando.
What's going on?
Kevin, Mr. Bedroom Body Fitness.
Yeah,
And Ramel Quadra.
that's right. All right. We got another episode of fitness here today. We got it's very widespread. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. We're gonna get into it, nitty gritty. Romel, it's great to have you here from Australia.
Yeah.
Other
Good
side
So-
of the world.
Yeah, man. That's
Long
like
trip.
that's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
How long is that flight?
Well, it depends what flight I take, but usually between like 22 to 25 hours. Yeah. And
That's a
that's like
whole
a good
day.
flight. Yeah. If it's not like long layovers and whatnot. So
Okay, damn.
at least 20 hours traveling time to get here.
How long is the layover?
Well, it depends. Yeah, what flight you get, but I like to keep them at least 2-3 hours depending.
Okay.
The airports nowadays like so many delays and
Yes.
you get held up a lot. So I like to have a little bit of a gap so I can kind of get there, chill out a bit, and then get ready for my next flight. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll try to keep at least 2-3 hours at least.
When you do the layover, where you normally land at?
LA. Yeah, usually LA or recently I've done Hawaii as well, which is I prefer Hawaii because
Yeah, I
it's easy to
bet.
get through. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
bet.
LA
absolutely.
custom.
Yeah. It's easy to
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I got held up actually this time in LA and they questioned me so many times and
Oh
then
my
it actually
gosh.
kept me behind to question me further. So I ended up missed my
The
earlier
initial
flight.
Yeah.
and then had to rebook another flight. So
Nah, that's crazy.
that was annoying, yeah. But Hawaii was just like, yeah, go for it. I
Yeah.
was like, this is easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know you'll be going from Hawaii. At that
Yeah,
point.
if I can get Hawaii, I'll go.
Okay.
Hawaii
Okay.
for sure.
So break down to us just being that we talking about fitness and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
How was the fitness journey for you? Like, where did it start for Romel?
Me, so like growing up, I played basketball since I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And as I was growing up, and as you get a bit more competitive, you're always trying to work on yourself and be better in like all physical aspects and stuff. So hit the gym when I was probably like 15. Just like going with the gym bros, lifting crazy weights, no form or just ego lifting and shit. So, yeah, I just went to the gym just to go get a pump before high school class started, and then when I finished high school, I actually joined the army in Australia, so the Australian Defence Force. I did a gap year, which is like a 1-year contract, so it's not like a full four-year contract. It's a bit shorter,
Yeah.
but you do the whole process as
Same,
normal. It's just a shorter contract, and you can choose if you want to stay or leave. But that was more for experience thing, so
Okay.
I didn't want to stay in there long term. And then coming back home, I was about 18 when I finished my training, and then I came back home and studied personal training, which is like fitness. And that was a full course for 6 months, like Monday to Friday, long hours, and then just been coaching and training ever since then, and like further my knowledge with just how to train right, nutrition, and like the right things to eat and stuff like. Or
Yeah, breaking it
full
down all the
package,
way.
yeah.
That's good. That's solid.
So yeah, and then ever since it's been about 6-7 years since I've been doing that, and like social media started, and then grown my platform and whatnot. so,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So following up with that, when it came into so you got to a point. At what time did you become a personal trainer? So you started the journey at 15. At
Yeah.
what age did you become a personal trainer?
18. Yeah.
Okay.
18. Yeah.
So you started young. You started early. You was ready to go.
As soon as I finished the army, I was like, I love like training. I love working on myself. So I want to make a career, and that's what I did. So.
Is that something that you feel like was more personal? Was it easy in your environment? Is fitness something that's like early on in Australia, specifically where you're from? Or
I feel like it's definitely like grown the whole fitness industry in Australia. There's so many like group training gyms and like just commercial gyms around.
yeah.
So they really promote like health and fitness in Australia, which is good. And the like facilities are so cheap to like get memberships and stuff. It's like $7-9 a week to get a gym membership. And as I fell in love,
It's how much?
It's
like
seven-
7 to 9 Australian dollars, which is probably like pretty cheap for you guys.
Yeah.
Like $4 to
Yeah,
$7
yeah.
USD.
$4 for a gym member?
Yeah,
week,
and
yeah.
I'm talking like really nice gyms. Like,
Like the old school, like got all the machines.
well,
all
you
the-
can get that as well, but there's like modern,
They like the
clean,
aesthetics there.
aesthetic gyms, like
Yeah.
athlete
Alpha,
gym,
yeah.
like vibes. And all that is only for like
For $4 a month.
it's like $8 a week the one I go to. But because I was sponsored by them before, I had a free membership for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But then I signed another contract with another brand. I only pay like $8 a week. Yeah.
I'll be going to the gym like 3 times a day.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
yeah.
lie to
Yo,
you.
yeah.
I mean, I'm in the gym all the
All the
time.
time,
And then,
right?
but, like, cause I work in the gym, I work in like private gyms, in my friend zone.
Yeah.
Like, so they got their own like private studio setups.
Yeah.
I coach out of there.
Okay.
And I train there as well. So I got a lot of access to gym, which I'm like pretty grateful.
I'm
for.
jealous.
I'm moving to Australia.
Oh my god, yeah,
It's
Australia.
good,
yeah,
man.
you know?
Australia.
I'm
Good lifestyle,
jealous.
man.
$8?
Yeah,
It's
that's
cheap, man.
crazy. Yeah.
Like it's so cheap.
no
gym,
maintenance fee.
crazy.
Just
Yo.
like-
Yeah.
No, that's insane. Okay, nice. With that, all right. When it comes to I don't want to skip any steps. When it comes to the personal training
Yeah.
for you, what did you find to be most difficult, and what was like pretty easy going for you?
As in like the coaching perspective.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, at first, like when you're new to something, you're always a bit nervous on how to like approach a client or speak or have that like presence of communicating with the client. But it's just kind of like just throwing yourself out there and actually getting more people in and training more people to build that confidence. Just like with anything really. Like I was a bit quiet when I was growing up. And it wasn't until like after I joined the army, I started to build my communication skills and stuff.
Okay.
With like just know how to speak people. And then like through that, yeah, over time it just feels like second nature. It's just easy to get along with people.
Nice. So it works out for you. Yeah, pretty smooth. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So like when you start your personal training, like
Yeah.
when you got a brand new client. So what's
Yeah.
your process look like when you're assessing a brand new client?
Brand new client, just getting to know them, asking for like health like background, like if they have any injuries or medical conditions, so you can kind of like understand how to train the client. And if they've got any like asthma, for example, make sure they're not breathing heavily throughout the session, like just making sure you know their history before you train them. And then first session is just like basic assessment on just how they move, functionality and all that stuff.
Right.
And then you can kind of just assess that for that first session, and then it makes the next session easier because you can plan out like how they went for the previous session. So just getting to know them is important because you want to make sure they feel comfortable, and just tell them what you're going through for the day. So.
And are you planning out, like, are you doing your own type of regimens based on the person, or do you have like something that's preset?
Yeah, usually, well, depending on their goal. So that's another thing. You ask what their fitness goals are. If it's like to build muscle or to, lose body fat or whatnot, or if they're training for like endurance, like running and stuff. So you can have an idea of how to plan out the session. But yeah, usually it's personal training. So it's like towards their goals. So it's custom towards what they want to work towards. So you lay it out. But it's always quite similar. Everyone's got similar goals,
Yeah,
Main
for the
common
most
ones like
part.
build muscle, lose body fat, and
Yeah.
get lean. So it's like just usually weight training most commonly. So
Okay.
yeah.
How was when it comes to transitioning to now like that social media aspect when it
Yeah.
came as a coach, did you do it first for yourself, or did you do it in the aspect of you posted your clientele first? How did it work for you? Did you put your own gym ethics and workouts on, or
Mhm.
was it more so of showing everyone the work that others are doing?
Yeah, I think more so mine because at the time social media like Instagram, I was always on it in high school.
Okay.
And I looked up to a lot of people that would like I'd follow their workouts and stuff, and then I was like, oh, like they're doing pretty good for themselves. Start to post stuff, so I started posting myself. And I think at the time where I really blew up on social media was when COVID hit because everyone was on TikTok and stuff. Like
Constantly,
I never
yeah.
played. I never used TikTok until COVID.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, I'll, like see what it's about. And then I got hooked on it. Start scrolling, watching videos. Like I had nothing else set for the
Yeah.
day because I was stuck at home.
Yeah.
I was just watching. I was like, shit, this shit's funny. And then I was like, I'll make a few videos. And then like it took like a few videos, and one of them popped off. I was like, oh shit, like my IG's growing at the same time because you can connect them, link them up together. And then like when that grew, it helped my coaching grow because like everyone was like, oh, like this guy's on Instagram or social media, and then like it attracts clients, online clients as well. So that helped like my online coaching
Okay.
grow as well through social media.
I saw I saw that you have sponsorships
Hmm.
as well when it comes to this. I see Anaka is a big one.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, they
Naka's
got
some
some
good
cool
clothing.
stuff.
Dope.
Yeah, that was one I was pretty excited for when they reached out to me. So when I started my fitness page, my first sponsorship was My Protein.
Okay.
If you heard of them,
Yeah.
they're pretty I think they're pretty big in the UK, a little bit here as well. But they're global. They do supplements and stuff. And at the time they were dropping their apparel range as well. So I was promoting that as well. And I was with them for about 2-3 years, and then I had like other brands reach out because as you go further on, you get offered like best sponsorships or they offer better contracts and whatnot. So I've had a few other big brands back in Australia. And it was last year around March, I think is when Anaka reached out to me. I remember I was following Shorley, who's the Shorley and Sam, who's the owner of Naka. And then I was just liking their like Instagram posts and like just chatting them through DMs. And then next day, like they were talking to me and followed me on IG. And then the next day, I got an email through the athlete manager for Naka, and they like were just talking for a temporary sponsorship for 3 months
Yeah.
to see how it went. And then that went well, and then I pretty much signed a long contract with him. So been with him
Nice.
for about a year now. Yeah, which is
That's
pretty cool,
solid.
so,
Okay.
Yeah,
I had no idea how that stuff goes.
Yeah, no,
yeah, it's pretty cool. I never knew until obviously go
Yeah.
through the process of it. So
Nice.
So
Okay.
what when you do the process of when you do the sponsorship, is
Uh-huh.
it just now you got to create more posts and do tags and all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff?
So like pretty much they like hook you up with their apparel, and when they have new drops, you have to promote it before the drop comes out. And then you pretty much just get like commissions and stuff like that through sponsorships. And the more you push out, obviously shows on your performance throughout the months.
Yeah.
I need your code, by the way.
Huh? Yeah, well, it's literally just my name, Ramel. So ROMEL, Ramel. It's easy. So
That makes it
Put it
easy
on
though,
there.
so everybody could just
yeah, just
so-
put my name in and it's good. So keep it simple, which is
Okay, nice.
it's easy.
Is there any? I know it could be conflicting, but is there
Uh-huh.
any other sponsorships that you're looking to work with, like companies? and all that stuff?
Well, this one was actually a pretty big one for me. Like, I remember seeing them on like TikTok and Instagram a lot,
Yeah.
and I actually never had their stuff until I got the sponsorship. So, when they first sent the first drop to me, it was like the basics range, which I got their track pants on now. But that was the first drop, and I was like, oh, I love this stuff. Like, I've seen like the designs and all that stuff they have, and I was like, I love like how they look. I've never actually felt the quality, and when I got the quality, I was like, yeah, this is some
Solid,
good
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. But so that I was really happy with this one. And like Gymshark's always been a big one. Like that's been around for ages. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just whatever comes my way really, and stuff I like to see. I
Yeah.
don't have expectations, but if it comes to me, I'll be happy with it. You know. So,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
In reference to we're at a point. Okay, so now we're at a point where like you're in the prime of like your coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's there for social media. What for you in your world now is the most difficult keeping up with?
Right now, well, my relationship as like try to get my girlfriend to Australia has been a pretty big process.
I can imagine. From
yeah,
New York
so-
to Australia.
yeah. So her coming down, like just the whole process of like applying for the visa. We're trying to get a dog down as well. So like there's a whole vet process you have to go through, like vaccines and stuff. So that's a big one just to get her in Australia, so it's easier for me to or start our future together kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also just working on my clothing brand at the moment, which is I'm wearing now 365 it's called.
Yeah.
We just made an order for our shorts and our t-shirts. So as I get back home, we're gonna start the marketing process and
I
stuff.
will be waiting for that.
Yeah.
I need
definitely.
that code too.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Well, when I come back here, man, I'm gonna give it to all you guys.
Yeah,
so,
nah,
it'll
I
be good
definitely-
to have.
That shirt is fire.
Yeah. It's been. This is only a sample as well. Like we got the like good quality ones back at home, which I haven't had access to because I've been away. But it's been a few months we've been working on it, and then we're trying to launch it by hopefully June, depending on how long the marketing takes.
Okay.
If it takes a month or two, then we want to get it out ASAP.
So how did that come about? What's the origin of 365?
The 365, well, the meaning of it is it can apply to any, like, depending on how you want to look at it. But
Yeah.
it's like the 365, like, every day kind of purpose. Like, I want to be at the gym 365, or, I'm doing my thing 365 all day. You know what I mean? All
Yeah.
day, every day. every day of the year kind of thing. So,
Okay.
and like with the clothing line, you can make it be like it's something I'm gonna wear every day, 365. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lifestyle activewear apparel. Like you can wear it in and out the gym, kind of like the vibes of Naka have. So you can, it's just comfy, like tracksuits, t-shirts, oversized tees, and all that stuff.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, we got a whole things where bunch of things we're trying to work on. But the first drop we're gonna do is just a t-shirt and shorts. Keep it simple, but we want the quality there, which is like first impression, which is always important. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind starting a clothing brand?
the clothing brand, just always like rocking other brand sponsorships. I'll be like, I'm gonna do my own thing eventually, you know, like I'm promoting all these other brands which I love.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to put something out there which is my own. I can say like I own that brand, or like I made that brand and wear it every day. You know what I mean? People ask what you wear, like especially on social media, but like, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that track
Yeah.
pants? And if I can lead it to my own brand, that would be pretty cool. So
It's a return
Yeah.
on investment. Right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
You know? Like,
Facts.
yeah.
that's solid. Okay. So, and I seen one thing I will give a shout out to as well. I'm actually a part of it. There's a 365 community group.
Yeah.
So like I like this concept. So break
Yeah.
down this concept for us. Like,
Yeah. So the 365 community group. So my business partner actually, which is my god brother,
Okay.
we've been like family since like real young,
Yeah.
forever. Yeah. So he's someone I really trust, and shout out to Gab Saldero, who's he's my business partner for 365. He was the one who had the idea to. He's a very driven, like he likes to get around and like support people and stuff like that, and he's got his own thing with basketball back at home, coaching and stuff.
Okay.
And he does a lot of like live coaching stuff as well. So he just wanted to help people out, you know, give them a vision and inspire them. So he was like, let's do a community chat, get just people who are like-minded or need some motivation. Anyone can join it. And like we just throw positive feedback with things like finance, gym,
Yeah.
health, all that stuff, just to be like, these are things or suggestions we've done or things you can use to help yourself grow and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I like that
Yeah.
concept. It's dope. Like,
Yeah,
I'll give you guys a look at it like off camera and stuff, but like
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
a
I
really
wanna see
dope
that.
concept.
Yeah.
Especially like to start early, because I know you said
Mhm.
like with the clothing and everything, you're just starting this.
yeah,
So to already have like that fan base or community group, like
yeah.
to be there, to be present, and then giving out like positive affirmations and things like that, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
So I like that for you.
That's what
good.
we're trying to bring out. It's like more than a brand, you know. It's more than a clothing brand. It's like
Yeah.
a message. It's like you know, something you do daily. Like it's something that's in you. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So now to turn a notch a little bit.
Mhm.
I know you mentioned have like long distance relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain.
That's what gets me here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here. Honestly, like if I wasn't in a long distance relationship, I wouldn't be here.
Explain that to me. Like,
Yeah. So it's crazy, like because of social media. That's how
yeah.
everyone kind of got to know me, like long distance. And at the time, it was probably 2022. With my girlfriend, she reached out to me. It was like November, and I was like dating previously before that as well. And at the time, I was dating someone. It was about 8 months, and I got out of that, and I had a few months gap in between. And I really wanted to focus on myself and just, you know, lock in, you know, when you
Yeah.
go through that deep shit, when you go through
Absolutely.
heartbreaks and all that stuff.
Absolutely,
So it's
yeah.
like, I want to focus on myself and all that. And then that's where I really put my time into gym and like just making content and stuff. And I reached out to a lot of people. And then my girlfriend actually found me. Her friends found me first, actually. And they were
Okay.
just like sending TikToks of me to her. And then she yeah. I was like, that's
Ooh,
crazy.
girl, he cute.
So it was really her friends that found me before her anyway. But she's like, then she got it sent 3 times and she saw me on her like For You page or whatever. She's like, oh, I like know of this guy, you know what I mean? And then she ended up DMing me on Instagram. Like, she was actually just on like the request, and I was just like scrolling because I like to reply to requests and just
Yeah.
make sure I give back some people who just genuinely want to talk or
That's good. Yeah.
you know,
No.
get to know things. And then I replied to her, and she asked like something about my haircut. It was real random. Like,
Okay.
she was like, oh.
She's shooting a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if she's shooting a shot, or she's just curious about my haircut.
Yeah.
And then, so I just got a barb, and you know, you do your thing when you take a story or whatnot. And then she was just commenting on that. And then we ended up talking for a bit, ended up to an Instagram video call.
Okay.
And the call was just like real genuine. Like it felt like I already know her and we're just talking and whatnot. And then we had a
It's like
we
4 hours on
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
Yo.
Then we just talk back and forth with
Yeah.
DMs, and then eventually traded like FaceTime calls, and then
Okay.
well, like we're on the phone for like hours, like a few days. Like it'd be nighttime here and it'd be daytime in
Yeah.
Australia. Like when I had my break, I'd just be talking to her. And then she was just like, like I'd fly to Australia, like if you want to come meet. And then I was like, yeah, like sure, like I'm happy to show you around. She's Filipino too, so we're like very
That's
relatable, culture
Yeah.
wise. So it's like, obviously, there was a few stages getting to know her, and then having like trust of her actually flying here.
Yeah.
And then actually her mom and her stepdad to like kind of talk to me before
Okay.
just to actually know who I am.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. What is going on?
yeah,
Why
she's
is
like,
she
why
going
is she
to
going to
Australia?
Australia? Who the hell is she
24
meeting?
hours away.
Yeah. So like it was weird because like that was the first time talking to someone else, and I was like in my car. I was literally at the beach in the car, like just about to go for a beach walk, and then I was like, all right, I'll quickly like talk to them because they need to obviously know my face, know who I am.
Yeah.
And they seemed like they trusted me, like just from how I presented myself through the video call anyway. But and then she flew to Sydney, which is so I had to fly from Adelaide to Sydney, which is only a couple hours.
Okay.
And then she flew to Sydney herself from here. And then like she spent 10 days in Australia and we just made the most of it. We spent 4 days in Sydney and then the rest in Adelaide. And crazy enough, like her flight, the day she was supposed to fly out, so she hasn't met my parents yet. So this whole time she was staying with me, we just had Airbnbs and hotels and stuff.
Okay.
And I wasn't really initially gonna introduce her to my parents because it was still a bit fresh, and like it was the first time her coming there, and my parents like, I don't tell them too much about my dating life, but anyway, so she ended up the day she was supposed to fly back home. It was like 6 a.m. and her flight, some reason her name wasn't on the system, and I was like, oh, what the hell, like. Anyway, she had insurance, so she got another flight for the next day. But for that time, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to bring her back to like my parents pretty much. And then I was like, I called my mom. It was like 6 in the morning, but she gets up early for work anyway. And I was like, Mom, like, I'm gonna bring this girl about this thing. She's been here for like 10 days.
Super random.
That's crazy.
From New York. And like, I'm just gonna, I'm seeing her pretty much. So, so she came home and like my dad's like a really cool dude. Like he's like, yeah, whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was as I brought her home, my dad was going to work. And he was like, oh, hi. Like typical Filipino dad, like, shy and greeting and stuff. Like, hello. And then I was like, yeah, this is Joe. And like, she asked me to be her boyfriend pretty much. She bet me to her. And then, so I was like, yeah, this is my girlfriend, Joe. Like, pretty much. And then, yeah, we just been going back and forth. So my first time in New York was 2022. I think it was August. I don't think I went to Bling at that time. I was in the story of her.
Okay.
And I think I went there's another gym now. I forgot what it was called. But anyway, I was only there for a month. And then I came back. That last time I was here for 3 months was last year. And I came April around this time last year and I stayed here till July. And that's when I met Aaron at the gym. And then he hooked me up with the membership and stuff. And yeah, and then here we are today. So
Look at that.
Nah, that's dope.
Look at that.
That's
yeah,
True
it's
love
my third
story.
time in New York
Yeah.
today as of this trip. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Damn, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy.
You think you could have went through some long distance relationship like that?
I've done long distance relationships, but not 24 hours away though.
Yeah.
Well, how many?
How-
How many
right,
hours?
how many
How many
hours we
hours?
talking?
Like, well, driving is like 10 hours.
So that's
Oh,
almost
so-
24,
yeah,
10 there, 10 back.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Nah. You can't
Get
drive
there,
across
yeah.
the ocean, bro.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Yo,
That sentiment is different.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The time
fact.
zones, what's hard.
yeah. I can
Yeah.
imagine because literally day and night. So long distance is one thing, but for it to be the opposite time of the day,
Yeah.
that's a little tough. And then just finding that small slot to speak
To
to one
speak to
another
each other, yeah.
constantly, like
Mhm.
that's
Well, he talking
Yeah.
to hers tomorrow.
yeah.
basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
basically.
Australia, it's a like morning in Australia right now. Like it'd be midnight or early morning in Australia right now. So
Okay.
they're a day ahead.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
a day
Yeah,
behind.
it's
Yeah,
tomorrow. Like he predicting the future before
Yeah.
every time they talk.
Yeah,
Watch,
yeah.
watch from
pretty
the top.
much.
They're gonna see it.
Yeah.
So what are some if any, similarities and differences from the two, from being here in New York or New York City specifically compared to
Yeah.
Adelaide or Sydney?
Yeah. So definitely the lifestyle is a big one I noticed. And especially New York, it's such a fast-paced city,
Yeah.
busy city. You know, it's like one of the biggest cities in the world, very known, very iconic in every movie. And then back home where I'm from, Adelaide, it's not a big city. It's probably a little city, if anything. It's a very slow pace, so it was kind of different for me to adapt to being here.
I can imagine.
But like the lifestyle is definitely like with just the surroundings and stuff and just the environment. Like Australia's a very clean city. And like you don't see so much homeless around and stuff like that. And then coming here, you know, there's it's different lifestyle. You see
Absolutely, yeah.
behind behind the scenes with like stuff they don't show on the TV and stuff, and
It's dirty.
Yeah.
it's okay. It's different.
okay.
Just
You can
saying,
say,
it's
yeah.
dirty.
No, I love it here because it's so iconic. Like you come here, it's like you see that fast paced lifestyle. It's like, you know, there's success here. You know, there's a lot of history here.
Yeah.
And see, it's motivating when I come back home. It's a slow pace. So like I try to bring that fast paced lifestyle back home,
Okay.
and it helps me like it motivates me to like do more with my day or be a bit more productive when I come back home and try to grow
Nice.
things over there too.
That's
so.
good. Absolutely, yeah. So I can
Yeah.
imagine how's the pace in reference, like, okay, so like I know you said the fitness is on the up and up there.
Mhm.
How's the pace in reference to like training? Like, are there a lot of trainers?
Mhm.
Is there like, you know, frequency of different gyms? Because I know you said it's a cheaper rate, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of gyms with a lot of aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I would assume that there would be like a lot of comp.
Yeah, they can
se.
be.
Like-
Bodybuilding is pretty big over there as well. Like I got a few friends like in that bodybuilding scene, and they're trying to make it pro, and even try to come over here to get into Olympia and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like that's me personally. I'm not into that bodybuilding scene. Like
Yeah.
it's not something I can't do. I'm just more in it for like my general health and like well-being, like to look good and feel good.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm with you
But-
on that. I'm not.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
for
I'm
real,
not trying to
yeah.
compete or like look insane and be on like any enhancements and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Don't
But
do
you know,
drugs.
yeah, it's a different lifestyle. You know what I mean? Theirs is for appearance and look a certain way, which
Yep.
they have to do that kind of stuff to make it big.
Yeah.
But yeah, me, it's just for my general health and stuff. But in terms of competition, it's pretty big there, like with the coaching aspect, like because there's so many
Yeah. Like,
gyms around, there's a lot of coaches around as well. That's why I work out of like a private gym, so it's kind of like my own. I do my own brand and my own business through inside my friend's gym.
yeah.
So I can bring my own clients in. It's a private studio. No one else comes in other than himself and
Yeah.
a couple other coaches and their clients. But it's not commercial where everyone's walking around. So I get the freedom of like a bit more of a personal space to coach from.
Absolutely. And
what
from what I've seen on media, the gym looks great.
yeah,
I
ain't
gotta
gonna
go
lie.
see it.
Way
Yeah,
more
it-
spacious than what we got here.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$8 a week.
Yeah,
that's
like
insane,
there's
man.
a
Crazy.
Rider Wear Gym is one of them that I go to. It's a commercial gym, but the other ones are private, which are my friend's gym. It's Apex Performance,
Okay.
which is like a group studio gym, so it's more so for groups.
Yeah.
So I can sometimes bring in client sets. It's just a bit of a further drive.
Yeah.
Fitness Society, which is my other friend's gym. It's closer to home. That's where I train most of my clients.
Okay.
And then Lab 46, which is more specific for basketball, which is my business partner's
Nice.
gym, and he coaches these kids and athletes.
That's
there
what's
for
up. Okay, I
basketball.
like that.
Yeah,
Damn, I need more gym friends.
Yo,
yeah, that's
All
a good
access
thing.
to these
Yeah,
gyms,
yeah,
man.
yeah, facts. I got a
Yeah.
question. So when you're doing the online training
Uh huh.
versus the in gym training, in person
Yeah.
training, like what are the differences that you see, and which one do you like better?
Oh well, they're both like like the online coaching is good because it gives me the freedom to work from home or anywhere. Like I'm still got my clients from here. I can train them from here. It's more so like just doing their program throughout the week, telling them what to do
Mhm.
and follow, and checking up with them once a week just to make sure everything's going all right.
Yeah.
So we can do that through like a video call, through Zoom or FaceTime, whatever, depending how close I am with the client. So I make sure I do their programming, do their check-ins, make sure everything runs smooth, and then following for the next week. So it's kind of like I tell them what to do, and they have to just go in and get it done, kind of thing.
Like an honor
Whereas-
system type thing.
Yeah. Like this is your program for the week. Let me know how you go about it in the week. Follow this. And then we'll check in with you next week if there's anything needs to be changed, something you didn't like. And then making sure they're doing their check-ins with like photos and stuff like that, or just make sure they're sleeping well, all that stuff.
How often do they bullshit you?
Um,
Yeah, because I know.
well, you can tell when they're doing their diets and you see on their story like, did you follow the diet this week or your meal plan?
Yeah.
Yes, and then you see their stories like they're eating out every day.
Yeah, right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
This is why you're
Yeah.
not getting the results. Like,
Damn right.
you know,
Yeah.
the results won't lie. Like,
Yeah, like-
if you try to do a check-in and your body is to lose body fat or whatever, and you're looking the same or your scale's not moving,
Yeah.
and that's the reason. Like, you have to be honest with it. And I prefer an honest client and he tell me, yeah, I ate out, I wasn't following it.
Yeah.
Like, just to make sure they stay accountable. So, like, they can follow it, but I can't do the work for them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Accountability.
So I want to ask you a question. So how many
Yeah, yeah.
clients do actually follow your program? When
Yeah.
I say follow your program, meaning like, okay, let's say you train in 100 people.
Uh-huh.
Out of those 100 people,
Yeah.
how many of them actually see results?
So, I'd like to get at least 70%, like,
Okay.
make sure. Because everyone's not going to be 100% on
Right,
it all
right,
the time,
right.
you know? You can't be... You always get those people who are like, yeah, I'm ready, motivated, but, like, they'll do it for a week or two, and then they'll call out, you know what I
Right.
mean? So, it depends on their lifestyle, how committed they are.
Right.
And then, yeah, I try to push them as much accountability as possible towards them.
Right.
But, like I said, I can't do the work.
So what if at that 30%,
Yeah.
how do you convince them to basically act like, not even act like, get the results like the other 70%?
Well, follow up with him. Tell him what you feel like is holding you back. Like, what is your lifestyle like? You know, and that's where the
Right.
check-ins kind of come in because you can get to kind of know them a bit more personally, and you'll be like, oh, like why couldn't you follow the plan this week? Are you sleeping enough? You know, all those minor things. Like, is something stressing you out that's holding you back from, you know, like not training and whatnot. So yeah, the check-in is quite important because that's what's gonna make him stay motivated as well as stay on track. But then some you will just be you get those ones you're just like, no, I can't do it.
That's
like,
not gonna do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you try to get them to do it, but or like, you know, try to pull them that direction to get onto that path, but sometimes it's just a lifestyle and they just can't do it. Like,
Yeah.
Some real stuff.
Do you have
Absolutely.
people that are in denial?
Hmm?
You encounter people that are in denial, like out of that 30%, let's say,
Yeah.
like they continue, they keep messing up. They're not really adhering to the regimen,
Yeah.
but like they still want to continue to keep paying you.
Well, it comes down to like you'll follow up
That's real.
with him, like.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you follow up with him, and if they're going to keep paying, like it's not a bad thing for you, but it's a bad thing for them more so
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
like if you're not going to use, you know what, like
What are you-
my
what are you good
services
at?
or like my coaching, like it's on you, like if you want to follow up with it. But like you want to keep him as accountable as possible because it is your client at the end of the day, and you make a
Yeah.
relationship with him. So like you want to make sure. Like just like anyone else, they're on the right track. You want to help them
Yeah.
with their lifestyle
care.
and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
whole purpose of the job. Like helping them
Yeah.
to find that right path and look after themselves. Like, but yeah, it's a hard thing like to convert some people because like their lifestyle can be so like different compared to everyone. Everyone's lifestyle is different, you know. What I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I have that freedom and access to train every day and train how I want, and
We
like I can go
discussed that on that
Yeah.
2-3
episode.
times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people who struggle to like even have time for themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like I know the lifestyle here is pretty, like I said, very busy, fast paced. Some people work very long hours. The work grind here is pretty hard here too. So it's like the work balance can be hard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So who would you prefer training? Would you prefer training women, men, and who gets the most results?
And who gets the most?
Yes.
Well, honestly, like my in-person clients is more women.
Okay.
But I like honestly I don't have a preference. Like I enjoy just as long as I enjoy coaching them
Yeah.
Right,
and they
The
they
process
stay
of
committed
coaching,
and
yeah.
they'll show it. It's more fun when they're motivated too. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like you have the energy and that attitude. You can see on how they week by week. Like if they're giving that attitude, it's like, oh nah, I didn't do this, I did this, and it's
Right.
consistent.
Right.
You'll be like, as a coach, it's like, damn, like it's kind of. It's not that fun to coach someone like that, but when you get that, he's got that enthusiasm. They're like, "Yeah, I did my check-ins," or like they'll tell you, "Trip, I had a bad meal," but they're sticking to it every week, and you can see that the energy is a lot different, and it's funner to coach those types.
So
of
out of those, who gets the most results?
those ones who are stay.
I mean, like as far as the men or the women, because there's gonna be like maybe somebody like overall,
Yeah,
even if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
1% of, let's say, it could be 50% of men get results, but 51% of women
Yeah,
get
yeah.
results.
Well, in person, I feel like the women are doing pretty good, like because
Ah.
they come in person with me too, so I can
Right.
make
That's
sure they
more,
come,
yeah.
and like because I see them in person, it's like they're not-
push, you can push them
Or I'll
more,
make
you
their session a bit harder. Be like, you don't do this next week. You're gonna have a hard session next time. So they'll follow it and they're like, yeah. So it's fun to coach them. Yeah, but no preference in gender wise,
right,
but as
right,
long
right.
as they stay committed,
Committed.
and you know, have that attitude and positivity when it comes to the sessions, it's a lot more fun coaching those type of people. So
Okay.
yeah.
How many people you told to quit?
Huh?
How many people you told to quit?
Told to quit?
Yeah, just like, hey, this not working out for you, big dog.
Not in person, because but if it's online, like I'll just be like, okay, that's fine. Like you get on with what you gotta do when you want to come back. Just come back, reach out to me. You know?
Yeah, that's a reality.
Yeah,
Sometimes you gotta help people see a reality.
Yeah.
It's not working out for you.
Yeah, if it's not working out, like I won't tell them like just give up with it kind of thing, but I'll be like, you know, it's a hard time for you right now. Just reach out back to me when you're ready, and
Simple, yeah.
when you wanna
Keep the
get
door
going,
open, the
yeah.
bridges there.
I'm always here. You know what I mean? Like just
So now-
reach out when you need it.
This online coaching that you're doing, this is all based through now the app that you have?
Yeah, yeah.
I know you have the Train with Romel
Yeah,
app.
yeah. Train with Ramel. Yeah.
Okay, so how did that come about? Like-
Yeah, so that's that just started this year. Pretty much, yeah, as soon as New Year started. So I was doing my coaching platform through an app called it's called Kahunas.
Mhm.
And you can that's where I train all my clients. And then they add another feature where you can actually create your own brand through their app.
Okay.
And then put it
they
onto
help
the
you
App
with
Store.
yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
yeah,
great.
it's
Yeah,
actually
that's
really
dope.
good.
Oh,
for
repeat
coaching.
that one more time for the
Yeah.
public. What's
Yeah,
the-
so it's called Kahunas, and you can actually, if you use it as a coaching platform, you can actually rebrand your own pretty much app onto
Yeah.
the App Store through them. So when you go into the App Store, it'll be your own app,
Yeah.
but it just has a template of the system. But it's really simple to use
Nice.
as a coach and as a client, and then just log it in through there. So it's good
That's-
for
that's-
the
yeah.
the coaching side. If you're a coach or
Yeah.
a personal trainer and just want your own kind of app on the store, so it's specific, they can search that up and it'll be there for
Okay.
you. So yeah.
All right. So all right, we're gonna put some heat on you. You ready?
Yeah, yeah. All right, shit.
All right.
Yeah.
So okay, you're a trainer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What is your diet like? What
My
does
diet?
Ramel eat? Honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, here it's terrible. 'Cause I'm out of routine. And I'm here, like it's every time I come here, it's more like it's like a temporary time. So I'm just enjoying what's around me and the food and stuff. Like I don't have as much access to like New York pizza,
Yeah.
halal packs. Like we have at home, but it's like not the same here, you know?
Yeah. What's the last meal you had?
Well, last night we were in New Jersey and we had like Cuban food of like
Okay.
rice, ribs, and chicken. Yeah,
He be going. Yeah, he be going. in.
Yo,
I seen you was at.
Yo, that sounds
Damn,
crazy.
I don't want to
I
botch
forgot
this.
what.
Dragon Fest? What?
Oh yeah, so yesterday we actually and that yesterday.
yeah.
During the day we were, I got
I ate
invited.
a lot
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. We got invited to a thing called Dragon Fest. It's I think it's Broadway or something like that. Broadway Street or something.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's like a Chinese food festival, but they have other ones gone to like Japan, like Spain and Filipino as well. But it's like all cultural food there, and we got invited to Dragon Fest, which is specifically Chinese food.
Okay.
They invited us just to go around, make content for them, but like just get like a whole bunch of food from different stalls and just
eating
eat
all
and
day.
record it and
Like,
take photos of it. And
You getting these
post-
gains, man.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I always put on body fat when I come here. I come back home, my mom's like, your cheeks are rounder, like my face is bigger. And, but back at home, my typical diet, like very high protein diet. Like my carbs would be like sweet potato. Like I try to get as much whole foods as possible.
Yeah.
Especially like recently last year I came back and I did blood tests because I just do my checks just to make sure everything's healthy.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
stuff. And my liver and stuff was a bit off. And I didn't know if it was through supplements or my diet. So I actually stopped taking like protein supplements and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because sometimes the lot processed stuff can be there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it can't be good for you sometimes. And I actually stopped taking it for a month, and then I redid my blood test and actually improved my liver. So I don't know if it, but at the same time I was changing my diet. Like I was eating like
The
just
whole process.
yeah, no processed stuff like chicken breasts, lean beef mince steaks.
Yeah. Chicken breasts.
Yeah.
Broccoli.
Like, it sounds very like gym bro diet, you know? Like chicken breast, tuna, protein. No, but like sweet potato and stuff, like for my veggies. I try like bulk choice, just foods I do enjoy vegetable wise. I did cut it down on rice a bit. I used to do like rice was a very like common thing in my diet.
And in my opinion, I feel like rice is a trap.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
yeah.
good, but
It's great. Yeah,
I'll
it's
be
great.
stuck in that tribe. I'm
Yeah, oh
eating
my
rice.
gosh.
2
yeah,
to
I
3
love
times a
rice.
day.
And that was me growing up because I'm Filipino. I
Absolutely,
had
yeah.
rice breakfast, dinner, lunch. you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely,
every
yeah.
meal. But I changed it off because it can spike your insulin levels quite a bit,
Mhm.
and you can like it affects your energy as well for the day if you have
Right.
a high spike for your insulin. So I changed to sweet potato, and I just felt better throughout the day. My energies were more sustained. I didn't crash so much. I didn't feel like I had to have like a nap or like a energy crash. My workouts felt better. So as I changed everything like that, my skin got better as well.
Okay.
I just felt better, my energy. So I try to stick to like 89% whole food for like Monday to Saturday as much as possible. I'll binge out here on the weekends, you know what I mean? Back at home, like
Yeah.
Saturday, I'll go out with some friends, eat. But I'm not like a bodybuilder where I like measure my meals, track
Yeah.
it, everything to a T. Like I like to
Okay.
have that balance where I can enjoy what I eat.
So it sounds like you like on an 80-20 diet. Like most of
Yeah.
the time
Pretty
you eat
much,
pretty
yeah,
good, and then
yeah.
just a small percentage of the time you
Yeah.
eat what you want.
Monday, Friday, it's pretty on point. Like I'll eat the same thing, so it's simple. You know what I mean? Don't have to cook it again or know how long to cook it for. I just cook the same shit.
Yeah.
And
Keep
then
it simple. It's
Friday night, Saturday, I'll just go out with some friends, eat what I want to eat, and then do the same thing next week. So
nice. Okay.
yeah, it works for me. You just gotta find what works for you, kind of thing. So.
How? Okay. So if on a spot, go-to meals for someone on both. Someone trying to gain weight, someone trying to lose.
Someone try gain weight and someone try lose. Well, it's more so the proportion, really. Like,
Okay.
If you're,
Break it
you
down,
can eat
yep.
the same shit.
Yep.
If you're eating a whole food diet, eat the whole food diet. Just have a extra sweet potato, extra like chicken breast, just to increase the macros and the calories.
Yeah.
To build a bit more muscle. If you're trying to lose body fat, like take a little bit less down. So you can eat the same thing, just adjust for the calories and the macros. But the difference is like when people say like dirty bulk and
Yeah.
clean bulk, it's just the nutrition and the food value you have in you. Like if you're gonna do dirty bulk, you have all that processed stuff. That energy won't feel the same as like a clean diet, but the same amount of quantity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could tell, right? Dirty, bulk, clean.
Yeah.
Yo. I cook my own food.
Yo,
Yo.
he said dirty bulk.
But
yeah,
it comes out
That's
to
a hater.
the food, you know.
That's hater
Like,
speak.
the food like quality makes a big difference on the results as well. Like your skin will look a lot better if you're having a whole food diet compared to like a processed or like just
Mhm.
I'm just trying to eat to gain or bit more size. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Okay.
yeah, it's important pretty much what you put into your body because that's what is your engine. What
You have
provides
any
your
advice
energy.
for people that want to gain weight?
Gain weight?
She just said it.
calling
Add,
someone else.
add extra sweet potato.
That's it. Yeah.
Nothing personal here, dog.
Yeah, you heard that. Extra sweet potato.
That's crazy.
Actually,
That's
sweet
crazy.
potato, man. Just
Yo,
up the proportion, yeah.
that was a good comeback.
You know, it's interesting because as easy as he makes it sound, just
Yeah.
up the proportion, decrease the
Yeah.
portion.
Yo, it's tough, though.
That shit
It's,
is hard,
it's when
man.
the person actually has to do
As
it.
the door, yeah,
And
yeah,
like you
yeah.
said before, when you have to be held accountable on your own,
Uh-huh.
like, okay, I have to eat this. Like what you said, you prep your meals.
Yeah.
That takes discipline.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
it
for
is.
someone else, they don't have that discipline. They're like, oh, I got to eat the same thing over
Yeah.
and over again.
Yep.
Yeah,
You want to lose 10 pounds? You want to gain 10 pounds?
That's the
Yes.
consistency in it is the key. Yeah.
Yeah, you do get a lot of that. Like, and so can't even say discipline as well. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people with different disciplines, like they'll be like, my girlfriend, an example, is not as like when it comes to eating wise. Like when I say no to a snack, I won't eat it. But if I put it in front of my girlfriend's face, she'll
Yeah.
eat it. Like you know what I mean? It'll be 12 at night, she'll eat it. Me, I'm like, nah, like get that away from me. You know what I mean? And I'm around at home, like my parents would be like, you want some of this? Like we cook this up, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
they know, just like for me, I like to cook my own stuff. Like
Yeah.
like I'll cook my
discipline
own
is
stuff,
there,
yeah.
that's good.
It's important, you know.
Damn. So
'Cause
how
I'm sure-
how hard is it to like go out with friends or your girl
Yeah.
or even with family and like everyone's eating something you don't want to eat?
Yeah. Well, it depends on occasion. Like, if it's someone's birthday, like that'll give me more of a reason to
Yeah.
eat out or whatnot. So I'm not like very strict on myself because I'm not competing for anything to
Mhm.
be like, oh, you know, like I can't eat this. I'll be like, yeah, it's here. I'll have a little bit, but like my breakfast, lunch will be good if
Yeah.
I know something.
If you know
if
you
I'm
plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
if it's planned out, oh, we're gonna have dinner tonight. I'll be like, all right, I'll be a bit better with my breakfast and lunch, or
Yeah.
like I will eat a little less veg so I can eat a little more later.
Yeah.
So it just depends. Or if I'm just like fine with it, I'm not competing for anything. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. Like it's just one day.
Yeah.
As long as the rest of the week's looking good, like it's fine. So
Okay.
yeah.
What would be your favorite? Okay, so favorite exercise or
Favorite
favorite
That's a good
routine?
one.
Routine.
Yeah, up to you.
Oh yeah, okay. Favorite exercise. I like the incline bench press.
Okay.
Yeah, chest press incline. That's probably one of my favorite ones. I like to push like my chest is probably one of my stronger points.
Nice. Yeah.
I actually liked squats quite a bit before, but then my knees actually, as of like late last year, I
Feeling a
started.
little older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I hit
Yo.
25 and 26.
Knee pain is the worst pain.
I'm not even that old, but I sound like my body's old. But I started Olympic lifting last year, like Ollie lifting, snatches, cleans and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's a lot on the
Heavy,
on my
yeah.
joints, and I was doing that with basketball and then still my weight training as well. So when I started that, I was progressing quite a bit with just form and technique and stuff. But then I think I was just doing too much on my knees with the basketball, a lot of jumping, plyometric stuff,
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
jumping up, down. My knees was taking a lot. And then I remember it was just a game. I went up for a layup, just normal layup. I landed normally, and then my knees just felt weird. I tried running on. I was like, no, I can't run for a bit.
Damn.
So it took me out for like a month. And I think my knees were just super inflamed for everything I was doing. So I stopped like Olympic lifting for a little bit. I do
Okay.
want to eventually get back into it, but I just want to get my knee right. And I've only just started this year, build up my knee again to get like squats comfortably and stuff. Like that.
So what? To those who wouldn't know, what are you doing to rehab your knee?
Just like taking that rest off initially, just to
Yeah.
I can get it moving again, and then just slowly doing lighter reps just to get those movements back in, but at a lighter load, so I can get back into those moving patterns. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So just adjusting and then slowly easing back into those exercises I was doing before,
Mm-hmm.
but with lighter weight, so I can strengthen and condition it to like get to back where it was pretty much. So
All right.
yeah.
What? Being that you said incline chest press, right?
Mhm.
I just recently saw. I think I saw it this morning.
Yeah.
You trained with.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah,
somebody from
yeah.
Gladiator TV or something.
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. His my friend
Really?
Yeah.
Kwame. Yeah, his big guy. He's been to the States a few times for like bodybuilding. He's a professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And he's won a few comps in it back before. But yeah, he was in Gladiators Australia.
Yeah.
I think you guys had it here.
We
as
had
well,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
UK as well.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
pretty big. And I think it's starting to go up again. And he was actually in the first season back just of
Okay.
I think it was this year. Yeah, he was one of the gladiators for that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he's an influencer, bodybuilder. He's trained with pretty big guys like I don't know if like Jeff Sheed and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's trained with him, Simeon Panda.
No.
He's trained with those guys. So like he was actually from my hometown, and then we like I've always seen him at the gym we train at, and we just ended up talking. It's like let's start like working out together, start doing some collab stuff together.
Nice.
So we just before I left actually we did a YouTube video together, so that's in the works at the moment.
Yeah, I got to take a look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that.
That's
too.
dope.
How was that
Yeah.
workout?
Yeah, he's a strong guy and a big dude. Like,
Yeah.
it makes me feel tiny, man. Like, I feel like I haven't hit the gym in my life, and I was but he's a really strong dude. Like, it's cool to train with some. Like, I always like to train with someone who's like stronger or fitter. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it's good to get out of that comfort zone. Like, I got my friend who runs marathons and does that hybrid training. We train together. I like to get good sweat, and then someone training with him is like a bodybuilder. Like his training is a lot more volume, heavier weights and stuff. So just to train with different people
Yeah.
is you learn a lot out of that, and it pushes your body as well mentally and physically, like
Nice.
out of your comfort zone. Which
That's understanding
do.
not having an ego, the
Mhm.
humbleness
Yeah.
of it, just to
yeah.
put
No, I
yourself in
love to
different
learn
rooms.
from other people and train with other people. It's like good to feed off people, other people's brains. You know,
Absolutely.
can't be closed box. You gotta read other people's minds and
Yeah.
get to learn from others too. So
Is there anybody in the fitness community that you want to work with?
there's actually a guy. He's from here. I think it's Devon LeVague. I don't know if you guys heard of him. He's from New York.
LeVague,
He
the
did the
last
bear
name.
crawl marathon here.
Okay.
He did like a New York marathon and he bear crawled it the whole marathon, which was
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Wow, that's
The
crazy.
whole
His-
26 miles?
Yeah, something like that.
What?
No joke. He
Wow.
bear crawled it.
What?
He was the first person to
Yo.
ever do it. His name's Devon LeVague. I think that's how you pronounce it. He was sponsored by Gymshark, how I originally found him.
Yeah.
And he does his own thing. He's from New York. And now he's like practicing for like Mount Everest or something like that right now.
What?
He's like in Mount Everest or something right now, doing like some hike or something. He's cool.
Nah,
Like,
that's extreme, bro.
he's like just one of those extreme dudes. Like, he just does crazy shit, like backflips and everything, like for fun. Like,
Yeah.
just he'll just walk and do a backflip because he has to. But like, I looked at him like as just a cool guy. Like, I just like to. I follow
I
people
would
on
too.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
follow people who are actually inspire me. Like, because then that's on my page. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
if I
Absolutely.
don't feel like I get good energy out of people, I won't follow them, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I follow people I actually look up to, so that way everything comes on my page is like motivating.
Positive,
Motivating.
motivating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's definitely like what you want to look at is what you will see. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, here's someone very cool. Arnold's always a big one for everyone, just in that bodybuilding scene.
Yeah.
He's the icon. But yeah, who else? Those are probably like the ones that come top of my head. But yeah, it's just like the platform of social media nowadays. You see so many people,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's very, it's a good
Fitness
it's good.
blew up.
Yeah,
entirely.
Yeah, that's a
crazy on
big thing
social
that
media.
blew up fitness. So like I just try to see what motivates me, do something similar, or like it just make their lifestyle kind of like put into mine, where I can add those good habits into my lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
See what
good.
they do, I learn from it, and then people learn from me, and it's like it feeds off each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna take this moment. This is a segment on the show that I like to call Speak Up.
Speak up.
So in reference to what you do, if
Uh-huh.
it comes to down to like just the training aspect, being a personal trainer, coaching,
Mhm.
just working out yourself, what is a message you would give the public in reference to what you do, or just in reference to anybody that will want to do where you are or be where you at?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like I was raised really good. Like my parents always guided me, so it's just kind of like being the role model you'd want to see for yourself. You know what I mean? Like my
Okay.
parents were very good to me, like as a role model.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of like they were very supportive with me. So it's like more so like how can I put it in words, man? It's just like inspire others to, you know, like live a lifestyle that you want to do for yourself. You're not closed off to limitations, you know what I mean? I don't even know how to put it to words, man.
Yeah.
Like
No. Yeah.
it's just my message is more so like being a role model to next generation. Like you want to be in a world where you look up to people who are doing the positive things, where looking after your health, and doing things like you want to do. You know what I mean? By working towards them. So kind of like my brand message 365.
Absolutely.
Work
Yeah.
at it every day, and just like work towards your goals every day of the year. So yeah, that's
Okay.
all I can put it towards. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
Mhm.
dope.
Any last statements from anybody in reference to this?
I had one, but I forgot it.
What about you?
Nah,
Don't-
It came.
don't-
It closed.
Don't worry, we-
it was
we-
like 30 minutes.
We want you wanted to deep dive further into the 80-22?
with the 80-20 diet?
80-20 body types, similarities to therapy, all of that stuff.
That's interesting that you said that on how you eat. So
Mhm.
a thing that I tell most clients is like, because a lot of times, like you said, everyone is not going to go into that bodybuilding thing and be like,
Yeah.
Right.
oh, I'm going to do an IFB pro, whatever the
Yeah,
case
yeah.
may be. So what I have that a lot of clients do is follow 80-20 diet.
Yeah.
So 80-20 diet basically consists of this. 80% of the time you're going to eat good, 20% of the time you're going to have what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you might ask, what's the 80-20 diet? Okay, let's say for instance you eat 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Out of those 4 times a day, that's 7 days in a week.
Mm-hmm.
7 times 4 is 28. So out
Yeah.
of those 28 meals,
Yeah.
80% of those meals, you're gonna eat 80% of the time healthy. And like
Yeah.
you said earlier, if I know I'm gonna go out later, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know breakfast I'm gonna eat healthy, lunch I'm gonna eat good, after the workout I'm gonna eat good, and then I know at nighttime I'm gonna have that one meal. So
Yeah.
out of those 28 meals,
Uh-huh.
5 I can have literally what I want.
Yeah.
And I will literally keep it to 5.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I usually save it for the weekend because that's when I'm mostly
Yeah.
like
Out of-
eating bad, or at nighttime when I'm eating whatever I eat,
Yeah.
you know. So out of that, so that's basically the 80-20 diet, and
Mhm.
it fluctuates. If you eat 5 times a day, then literally you could have something every day, because
Yeah.
7 times 5, 35. Out of those 35 meals, then you could, let's say, okay,
That's
I'm gonna
more
have
fun.
something every day. But
Yeah.
the whole premise of it is, if you eat 80% of the time healthy, you're gonna look like someone who's 80%.
Yeah.
If you eat 50% of the time, you're gonna look like someone who's 50%
Yeah.
Mhm.
healthy.
That's what the
If you
results
eat- yeah,
show.
that's what the results show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for people who work 9 to 5 and everyday people,
Mm-hmm.
that in my opinion, so far has worked for them with 80-20 diet because they can literally indulge what they want and at the same time get the benefits and the results that they want following the 80-20 diet.
Yeah.
So that's what's basically about the 80-20 diet.
Yeah, 100%. And it's kind of like it doesn't put so much pressure on them as a strictness. Like they can be like, oh, I have to follow exactly this. It's like it can be a lot for some people. You know what I mean?
Right.
When they know they go like, oh, a little bit more of a, oh, I can fit this in later. They'll be like, oh, okay, it's a bit easier going on. They'll be able to stick with it longer. You know what I mean? Because they can have something they like in between. But if you're doing 100%, like, can only eat this and try to do that long term, it's not you can't. It's hard to.
It's challenging. Absolutely.
And it gets boring.
It gets boring for some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
not unless you like really burnt out and like, like you're like strict with it.
Right.
You know, and even at that time too, it's like how much rice and grilled chicken I can eat every single day.
broccoli.
And broccoli.
Go ahead, chicken breast.
Chicken breast.
Broccoli. Thank God.
After a while it gets challenging. And like you said, it gets boring. It's like, you know what, I don't even want this no more.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it real for them in a sense where this is what you can do. This is something that you can follow.
Yeah.
And then they start to see the results. And when they see the results, now
they can amp it up a little bit.
Yes, now it's like, okay, I can actually do this. And then once they see the changes, even if it's 1 pound on the scale, now it's like, oh wow, this actually works.
Yeah.
Duh.
You're doing it. That's all you have to do. Just do the work.
Do the work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is gonna conclude the episode. We gonna have another one though, where we gonna let loose a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
I can't wait for this one.
So don't worry. Yeah. So
This is what
you want to
it
lead
came
this
for.
one?
Yeah.
You want to lead this
It's
one?
the prequel.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. Well, I enjoyed your company, Romel,
appreciate
Kev,
having
O.
me.
Yo,
Another
Thanks
episode.
for having me.
Speaks and Sip.
we out.